Good morning, Mr. Roy.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are we?
We are good. We have a manageable zone this morning.
Right. PMI just came out. U.S. S&P manufacturing PMI came out at 50.2. Forecast is 50.5. Previous is 50.7. So it's a
Right in
low,
line. Not too bad.
right in line. No, nothing crazy with the supposed tariffs coming in there now, wherever they are. Are they started? Have they not started? Who knows?
Who knows? We got
Who knows?
mixed opinions on that from all leadership.
CBD, CBD right now. Wow, 7,400
Holy cow!
for people that did not see pre-stream this morning. This is kind of funny. CBD was climbing this morning at the bottom of that zone, and I told Roy, I said, "You know what, Roy? This account's been beat up. I'm just going to take a chance on it. Quick scout, $220. What in about 30 seconds?
Yeah. No, it was lovely to watch.
It was risky. That's why I don't take those trades in front of you guys a lot because there wasn't much. I mean, the only thought to it was CBD was rising, and I said, "Hey, this is not right. It's dropping, and the price is dropping, and CBD is steadily just rising up," which told me that buyers are stepping in, which is typically how it works out, but not always how it works out. So, but that one didn't work out, so we got that out of the way. One other thing, since we started this Twitter share, we've been getting a lot more viewers, and we're suspecting a lot of them are bots. So
Yes.
you guys can still see my balance, you can still see my P&L and all that stuff. But I did decide to go on and put all my account numbers on streamer mode, so they're just not out there for somebody to try to steal. So I don't know if you could actually do anything with them or not, but it's always better to be a little safer than sorry. So.
And you can still see that you're on a funded account versus a live account versus
Yeah,
a press.
we're not hiding any of that. Yeah, we're not hiding anything. These are same accounts. You guys know I have 4. I can't make them up overnight. We still got 4. You see balances. Everything is still the same. The only thing that's changed is you can't see the account number anymore. So I didn't want to hide everything. I just want to hide the account number.
So interestingly enough, I want to show market tide here. So this is your SPY tide. It is definitely, has put premiums rising. A little downtick. You've got call premium now rising. You've got that volume now ticking up, but it was spiking before. But general market tide kind of falls more in line with the CBD number that you're saying is climbing. So we kind of got a mixed bag a bit as far as extreme levels, right? You've got now the SPY is about to catch up with the general market tide. So is this thing about to rip face even more? We do have data at the top of the hour. We do have big data tomorrow. We have non-farm payrolls. The data at the top of the hour, I always get them confused. Is that PMI or ISM? Did ISM just happen? Or PMI just happened? So we have ISM top of the hour.
Anybody wants to look here? You got everything coming out. Construction spending they got is the most volatile one coming out, which is interesting. Who'd have thunk it? Anyway, we're back at this 50 trying to break through, which you can see that did not happen earlier and it's not happening now. So this is kind of, we talk about these breakouts and these false breakouts. If you look back to your left, we've said this a lot. You see this whole zone right here. This is the zone where it's been struggling. You can see it was resistance, 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 support, support, broke through it, back at resistance again. So this is kind of what we're watching. So got to break this 50. If we break this 50 and we show strength into those numbers, then this is a true valid breakout here. So you can actually look for longs. If it shows up and it keeps coming back, you just got to be careful because it could tank down. I think with yesterday's close, that is what, 7 straight green days.
Yeah.
So
Not
for all the doom and gloom that everybody's been saying, this thing has just steadily been working its way back up.
yeah.
I remember it was how long we've been saying buy the dip, Roy? 2 years,
Yeah, at least.
and it's just the dip buyers will not go away. They push it down, and guess what? They finally step back in. And the question you always got to ask yourself is you got to figure out where they're buying the dip at, right? So that's our job is to try to figure out where they're going to come in and buy the dip. If we can get this clean break here, I would look for this to actually turn into a zone, and I might actually take our zone out and just concentrate on this level right here. Because you see all this. This was a major. There's no doubt this is a range bound trading right there. So we'll see. We're going to wait and see how this plays out. Like I said, if we get a good breakout, we'll go. Right now, it still cannot just get that close above the 50. We still got a lot of time, and we just had a big pop for some reason. I don't really see a reason. Hell, I guess I should have just held that down long forever, huh?
I guess you. I mean, they came all the way back down, but never broke that 200, which is the yellow line on the chart.
And and by the way, I would have got stopped out down here, so that's all good. But I'd really be pissed right now if I got stopped out and this thing ran.
I'm not sure what that
Forget
pop
about
was.
I don't either. I don't see anything coming across that should suggest we got a pop. Now it could be anything, but Roy was talking about tide. You're looking at SPY tide is almost volume is slightly turning green now. You can't really see it there. It's barely visible. Holdings is just that volume is insane on holdings. That's Roy was talking earlier. I think it was pre-stream about how Mag 7 was running. Well, go to holdings, you can actually see. Yeah, it's not just Mag 7. So this should catch up, and then if we get this close here, we would look for a retest and a bounce. But it's so close to our data coming out. You just, in my opinion, I just can't take a chance on it right now. And that comes back and bites you in the ass a lot by not taking a chance. But I'd rather be safe and wait for another play and then be sorry and get stopped out. And then we get a move that I would like. So,
Yeah. What are we? 20 minutes into the open, so no point of.
CBD is over 10,000. It's not 10,300. For reference, when we and Roy was down here, it was 3,000 when I was looking for a trade. So,
Wow.
There's that. Yeah.
Yeah, if we didn't have data, I do like this middle spot within the zone that you kind of have the dotted line at. It seems to be showing us a little bit of support.
You know what that dotted line is, right?
It's the 50% of the zone, or no?
That's 50% of the zone.
There you go. I pay attention in class sometimes.
Is it not crazy how that damn 50%? How it
Yeah.
I like the old one. You can't do it on this one. On the old one, you could do a 25%, 50%, 75%. And you could play your zones almost just like down fib levels. And it was fantastic without all the fib level colors and extra stuff added, of course. And you could actually do, and right now probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do fib levels on this.
Your golden zone corresponds with VWAP.
Yeah, right there, coming right there on it. If this was not 5 minutes of data, I would be looking to take a long right here.
Yeah, unfortunately, data. Tricky data. So Microsoft reported earnings yesterday. They crushed it. They're up almost 10% on the day, up 9%, which, if you guys don't know, for Microsoft, that is gigantic. I think it was the largest company in the world, second largest.
I think it's
always
second.
them, Apple, and Nvidia always take it out. I know Nvidia's kind of dropped off a little bit since its run, but it's on its way back. But wow, look at that! Look at that money.
Yeah,
data. Oh, data.
Well, look, we still got a breakout. QD actually is coming back some here on this pullback this time. So,
Tide is too.
Yeah, even more reason to be careful here. This thing could pop back up, but it could break down here too. So, well, CBD's popping again. So
you need to set your anchored VWAP.
Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Gotcha. Distract you for 3 minutes.
Well, look at that. I'm still waiting. This tide has just shifted really good.
Yeah.
People want to see it. Volumes come back. Won't just turn red for a second. Put premiums are popping, so it's just best to sit back and wait. We got 47 viewers this morning. See if we can break our record of yesterday. How many bots we can get in here? Come on, bots.
If I need to say some trigger words, I will.
I think that's tariff.
There you go. Russia. The rate cut. Bessent. Well, speaking of rate cut, Bessent has come out and said that the 2-year and the 10-year and how they relate would signal a rate cut for him.
Wow.
So
this is how quick it changed. Look at that.
Why we wait till data. Data actually saved us on that one, to be honest. So you've got Bessent now in the camp of wanting a Fed cut. So now it's pretty much everybody in the administration, no surprise there, wants a rate cut. FOMC, the rate cut decision by Jerome Powell, is next week. He will not be cutting rates next week unless a nuclear bomb happens. 92% chance of him pausing and not doing anything. It does look like June will be the time where the rate cut cycle could happen, which also corresponds to when potential supply shocks could be hitting the market. So you've got a lot of interesting fundamental data coming. You had small business owners. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce requested that small businesses be exempted from tariffs. That request has so far been temporarily denied by White House Chief of Staff Miller this morning. That happened about 15 minutes ago. So the relief that he said will come their way will be in the form of tax cuts. So that doesn't help them now with the tariffs hitting, but that's their solution for relief. All that being said, go ahead. Give us our tax cut.
Tax cut. Yeah. I want tax cut.
So all that being said, we've got a lot of news. As it's been kind of common now. Trump is doing a national prayer event in an hour, so I would assume and hope there would be no fireworks from that. But you just never know. And then you've got an intelligence briefing.
Lord, let these tariffs be high and great.
Please help China see the light, see our ways. So 15 seconds left till data. I was trying my best to distract us from doing anything stupid before data. Looks like mission accomplished.
We're good.
10 seconds, and here we go. We're going to look at that construction spending. We're going to look at that. Oh, ISM. So we had a pop.
48.7. Forecast 47.9. Previous
Better than expected.
49. Construction spending month over month was down 0.5%. Forecast is 0.2. Previous is 0.7. Okay.
Gosh, we're
Right to
gonna
that
sit this
50%
candle.
line.
Yeah, we're gonna sit this one out for a second. We're gonna let this candle do its thing.
Well, you've got to let the market digest here a minute because right now you are chasing, gambling,
Guessing.
any other word we can think of is happening right here if you're jumping in. This thing is volatile for a second. It will chill out. Once we see more orders start to come in, there comes a few. It's taking a minute for orders to come back in. I mean, you always have orders here, but your big boys are
General market tide came back quite a bit. I'll show that over here. See, that's your SPY tide, and then your general market tide. You see that volume tick down as well. So, well, kind of ticked up, but down, tick back down. So, keeping an eye on tide. How's CVD?
9,400, 9,300, somewhere around there.
We are coming back down.
Factory production gauge drops to lowest since May of 2020.
That's not a good headline.
Nope.
Bottom of our zone here. Obviously, 10-minute candle by candle to the short side, given that huge red candle before. The middle of that would be anchored VWAP would be the middle entry for a short if you're so brave.
After I got through talking about false breakout and everything, would it not be funny now if that we actually just had our false breakout? I mean, you look, there's our zone, it popped above it. I know we got data and everything coming out, but look how far it's come back.
Yeah.
And this was the candle before data. I mean, there's something to this shit, I'm telling you.
There is. I'm going to look over at Mag 7. Let's see what's going on there. We've got Apple went red. This is really zoomed in. Apple went red. NVIDIA is green. Holding up pretty good. Up almost 4%. Microsoft up 8.7%. Is coming off the highs, but is holding its gains from earnings. Google is coming down a little bit. It was up 1%. Now up 0.5%. Same with Amazon, was way up. Now it's coming down a little bit. Same with Meta. What you want to see is Meta and Microsoft. They had earnings last night, so you want to see them hold the gains. You don't obviously want to see it dip into those gains. So this was the big earnings scandal here. So looking at Microsoft to hold about that 415. If it can stay above that, then all good. Rumors in Tesla has basically made it flat. There's rumors that Musk, the board is looking for a new CEO. Tesla's come out and denied those reports. Musk has come out and denied those reports. So
Wall Street Journal reported that, right?
Yeah, Wall Street Journal reported it. So not a surprise you get denials on there. Not a surprise that it's false. You just gotta wait it out. Don't make any investment decisions based on that news. Nike, just torturing me. So that's good. Bitcoin 96,000 to up 2%, looking strong. Solana up 2.5%. SPY is holding 560. So TLT is down. Gold is down because I said it was a good buy yesterday. IWM is green. Micron almost 80. Wow, good on Micron. Intel over 20. Palantir 118. Good lord.
Stupid.
Yeah, that is.
Have you ever looked at their financials? Actually,
it's disgusting.
Oh, I have no clue. I felt like dirty trading it.
Yeah.
I mean, I took the money. Don't get me wrong, but I felt dirty trading it because they have nothing that suggests they should be valued. Nothing.
Yeah.
They don't make a profit. They've never made a profit.
Yeah. They are way out in space. We'll say that.
They take out. Look, this is the only company you can actually go dig into, and they take out more money than is put in, and I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah. No, they are a. They make a couple $100 million in just revenue and worth $280 billion in market cap. So
They make a couple $100 million and take out $500 million.
again, they're recovering in the market. That 10-minute candle by candle, it looks like it's in jeopardy on the short side. Obviously, we all waited. Hopefully, you did too. We don't rush into anything. You are getting a buy the dip moment here, but what we want to see is continuation. We'll flip back over to Monty's chart.
Yeah,
And
so
you are
we have
testing them.
the false breakout and the false breakdown. Now we're here. CBD's back over
Potentially.
10.
Yeah, you've got okay. So for tomorrow, we've got non-farm payrolls. So that is a big major event in the markets. That's jobs data. That's hourly wage data. That's it's a monthly report, and we're going to want to look at the unemployment rate, job creation, all that fun stuff. The Fed looks at that as very strong. One of the two mandates of the Federal Reserve is 2% inflation, getting inflation down to 2% on a year-over-year basis, and then maximum employment, what they call maximum employment, is more of a vague metric. However, they don't like the unemployment rate spiking. So as long as the unemployment rate is stable, they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. If the unemployment rate starts, go ahead.
Yeah, a little backstory to that. Roy can back me up with this. So typically, when you see rates, when we were raising rates, and then you see rates prolong this way, typically you see a crack in the non-farm payroll. You see a crack in employment, right?
Right.
What's been really surprising, and everybody's talking about, we got a recession coming, this, that coming, blah, 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 blah. These jobs, this job data is held up.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of surprised everybody that this job's. What you want to do is you want to, I hate to say this, but when they raise rates, they want companies to not be hiring. They want things to come that starts bringing everything down. It's horrible for employment, but it's good for the overall economy. Then everything catches up and it keeps you from doing what we're doing. Where we're at now is these jobs just they won't go away. They just keep holding up. I mean, it's pretty damn impressive to look at. It's the first time that I can remember just looking back just over the years that we've had this kind of rate decisions and jobs market hadn't really reacted to it.
Hadn't cracked, yeah.
It's really, I mean, it's remarkable to look at, honestly. And I think the Fed stump, I don't think they really know what to do because Powell's he kept talking about employment. Well, employment never changed.
Yeah.
And he kept coming back like, I mean, the employment still good. Still good. And I remember people asking like, hey, typically jobs, you start to see, losing jobs and unemployment going up, blah, blah. So why are we not seeing this down? I think the exact words were, I don't know. We've never seen this kind of reaction before. So we don't want to do, what y'all say happens, but at the same time, we kind of need it to happen so we can get inflation under control. So
exactly right. And so they're in a tough spot, right? Because they don't want to cut rates too quickly because that could fuel inflation. Now, however, the wild card here is the tariffs, right? As tariffs coming in, is that going to stymie demand enough, which is deflationary?
Look over history. Yeah. All we can do is look left, right? We look left on the chart. We can look left back at history. Almost every time tariffs have come out, it's slowed inflation because it slows demand, it slows the whole deal, right?
Right.
We'll see. We're also seeing stuff now we've never seen before. So who knows?
Yeah.
This could be the one time it actually changes things just to prove Trump wrong.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we kind of missed on the whole tariff deal, and we've kind of set them separately, but hadn't put them together. I think Trump thought pushing these tariffs out were going to force rate cuts.
Yeah.
And they hadn't done it yet. And I think that's why Trump's so pissed at Powell and why you're seeing a lot of stuff come out like, hey, it's time for rate cuts, Well, typically with the tariffs, you should be seeing some kind of rate cuts. We're not seeing the rate cuts with it. So,
right.
And I don't know what they think their end goal is, but 0%, I don't know if we'll ever see in our lifetime again.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Trump forced him into 0% his first term.
Yeah.
And I think Powell regretted that when we went to 0%.
Yeah. But he didn't need to at the time either. It was
all political, and he fell for the trap and did it, and that's neither here nor there. We created this inflation move.
Yeah, we did.
Not only the rates 0%, he was coming off COVID where everything supply was just outrageous. Demand was nothing, right? Because nobody was doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when everybody came back, demand caught up with supply really quick because a lot of these companies started pulling back.
Right.
When they got behind now, demand was higher than supply. You had zero rate interest rates on top of that. You had, everything, jobs coming back. You had everything working against inflation all at once. And then the government says, hey, we're going to just give money away.
Yeah.
And if they ever start giving money, you got inflation coming right behind that. And I don't know how smart people can't see that. That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Like you see, you're creating inflation, right?
Yeah.
And look, I'm no economist. Roy's no economist. But by God, we're smart enough to figure simple things out. Seems like there's somebody smarter somewhere that said, hey, this is not going to work. This is where we're going to end up at.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for the Fed. It's a tough spot. And it's, you've got a vocal leader, right? For all intents and purposes, the last administration was not vocal. For various reasons. So you've got this vocal leader that is, this may trigger some people, but his tactic is bullying, right? So he's going to bully his way through his base, through his social media, and try and see if that can work. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's a tactic. So it's not working with Powell because Powell technically has only got a year left and he's now in a legacy mode, right? So he's not going to leave this thing. He's not going to basically be the scapegoat for increased inflation. Now, we could debate for hours with a lot of different people of is Powell responsible for the inflation? I think the answer to that is yes. A portion of it was Powell's doing. A portion of it was the administration's doing. A portion of it was just the situation that had been created, the responses to those situations. Maybe you could even blame China, right? So you've got all sorts of narratives on there. The most important side of it is kind of where do we go from here? So you're not getting a cut next week. Anybody that tells you you're getting a cut next week is just trying to be shock and awe. One thing about the Fed is they are forward looking. They do put it out there what they're going to do. They don't tend to surprise. I think we've only been surprised once, and it wasn't even a rate cut or a rate decision. It was just Powell's tone that surprised us.
I'm interested to see. I've only heard one Fed speaker come out and say that they were in favor of keeping the pause. Now there might have been more, but I've only seen one come out adamantly saying, "Hey, I'm in favor of not lowering interest rates this time." Which I'm still not. I'm with Roy. I don't think anything happens this time. But what's interesting to see when you start to see the dissent between the Fed governors on this next vote and what they say, do you see majority of them saying, "Hey, we've got to do something. We've got to get a cut," because these people are getting handed. I read an article the other day. There's a woman that graduated from Ole Miss who was working in Memphis is now going to be is moving to the St. Louis board. And one of her thoughts were, "Hey, we're getting pressure from our people about rate cuts. What do we look at?" And if I'm not mistaken, I think she's actually going to be the St. Louis Fed governor this next term, which is a big deal. I mean, this is
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, a girl that went to school right here, like less than a mile from where I'm at, is going to be a Fed governor, and she's already talking about, hey, we got to get these rates down for our businesses to be sustainable. It affects, banks to banks, institutions to institutions where this rate comes from. We see the side effects of it because they charge us higher rates because of it. You see the the mortgage rates now. They're saying we don't care if you drop rates or not. We're going to continue to go up, which is really annoying. I don't know. It's interesting times to see where we're at, where we come from, where we go from here, and what happens. Good morning, Dicker. Dicker said, "Good morning, guys. Message so far, absolutely no clear. I took a gamble this morning. It paid off. It was just one account. I'm not gambling now. We're waiting to see if we can get this breakout. CVD is almost 11,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's popping back up. Your tide is moving back toward the zero line. So this thing is pointing to that it's going to get this breakout. I just need to close above 50 that we have not gotten this morning yet. So if I get a close above the 50 and a retest and it looks strong, I will definitely look to go long. Until that point, we're chopping here, and there's no need to get caught in the chop. It's what we do a lot, and then it gives our move later. So be patient, wait for your move. You've got all day. You know what? If you don't make a trade, you don't make a trade. I
Yeah,
was
it's
content
okay.
yesterday. Boy, I tell you, we got off. I had one count. I said, I'm not going to trade.
Yeah.
And I saw the perfect setup, and I'm like, shit, I got to take it. So it took me 30 seconds to make $200. But I was like, I went on and did it because it was there. If I wouldn't have seen it, if I'd have got up and left my desk like I was going to, I never saw that trade, and I was fine. I was just kind of looking at some charts and looking at a few things real quick before I got up and just happened to see it and traded it. So,
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we're just kind of chopping. Your orb low is 56.31. Your orb high is what is that? 56.51. So we're approaching orb high right now, but you're just chopping. This is a pretty good candle, and the candle previous showed a little bit of bullish momentum. So you want to see a continuation.
we're talking about this whole zone right here, consolidation zone. So if we can get the breakout of it, what happens? Where do we go? I'm liking this move back up. CBD is over 11,000 now, 11.3, 11.4.
Yeah. 2 minutes on this candle. Definitely a strong looking candle, but still got a lot of time on it.
Yeah, you take these two together. Look at this wick, and the weird thing is look at the wick on this one, right? And then you wick back up on this one. That's right below our zone, right back into our zone every time. Imagine that.
Imagine that. You are above VWAP. You're above the EMAs. You're battling orb high right now. So
this is a new updated zone. I probably could take this down to here. Now you see this consolidation area, and then you can see we've pretty much been on this consolidation area. You can see this is actually held. Support came up, pop, and then right back into it, chop around. No clear breaks either way. So I'm gonna actually trade this like I would our normal zone. I mean, it's right on the 52. So if we get this hold, once again, I'm looking for the hold above the 50. That has been the bear this morning. So
if you look at the 15-minute candle, you do have a candle by candle to the upside on the 15-minute. So
yeah.
Look, we can give you indicators or anything that'll support any direction you want. So
that is the one thing that I've learned more than anything is I can always defend a thesis no matter which way it is on whatever I'm looking at. And that is dangerous because that's what keeps you in losing position too long because you can defend it.
Yep. So you did not get the close below it, but you are getting the push above it.
And you just can't get that breakout. CBD still holding 11,000, but it's not gaining any. Your tide is actually swapped again. Everything was moving towards the zero line good. Now it's not. So
mixed results. What do we do on mixed results?
We do nothing.
Even though it looks obvious, your TNX just went green, which was kind of dropping all week, and it's now 4.2 again. Dixie's above $100. VIX is red, down just 2.4%, which you would expect it to be a little bit more red, given the market's up 1%. Yeah, I'm getting a little weird tingles here, so I'm gonna hold off. I'll wait. I'll be conservative, even though this is pushing up. I would really like Tide to follow it. Now, yeah.
Well, we're definitely, this is one of the days where Tide and CBD are working against each other today.
Yeah. These are the days that can be gross by the end of it, where we're looking at our accounts not happy.
I still think that CBD is telling us something here, but it's not always excuse me, it's not always cut and dry like that. But holding here 11.3, 11.4.
If this candle can actually do this, right, and hold it and not form a damn wick, that'll tell us a lot.
Yeah, premiums coming in. Look, you're going back to that zero line again. 11.6, 11.7 on CBD. Looks like Tide might be coming towards CBD now if they can continue this move.
Got 2.5 minutes left on this candle.
Yeah, I really want to close in a pullback than a bounce. That would be perfect, but we don't always get perfect.
Rarely. Nvidia back under 113. It is under VWAP, but it is looking a little bit better. Same with Microsoft, is under VWAP 430. Apple's
almost
above VWAP. Yes, looking strong so far. Again, long time in this candle, but it's on its it's on a mission. Got any news?
No. South Korea's education ministry will become acting president for midnight. Okay.
Ah, okay.
That's a big jump in it.
Yeah.
If you go from education minister to president. All right. I don't know what we got going on with South Korea, but that's something. Tide is this is why I said it does not take long. Look at this.
Yeah.
Volume turn green.
Beast.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
That would have been clear. Well,
now we're at the top here.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a big wick up here. But I do want to see a pullback. I just don't want to see a pullback on this candle. Is a 3 minute? Okay, I was trying to find one that looks better. A 15-minute candle looks. I mean, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right, we got. new candle forming. Come on, give me a pullback. Give me a pullback. Can you get to here's the question? I don't know. Hey, hang tight 1 second.
Yeah, I got you. So we had a very light pullback. So we're watching, trying to see if we can get any sort of entry forming. Now, the downside to this is the 10-minute candle could actually form a wick on a big pullback, but it doesn't. It looks pretty strong right now.
Yeah, I wanted a little more. CBD is over 12,300 now.
Well, I think it's safe to say you got your breakout over the 50.
Yes, that is good.
So now you probably look at maybe an entry at that top wick there. What is about 3 candles over?
And just as quick as volume went that way, look at it coming back now.
Coming back, yeah.
You got
Time's messing me up.
CBD is 12.5. It's kind of just grinding up slowly with it now. One thing you don't, when you're watching Tide, when it moves with the market, that tells you nobody has control. You want to see either really fast moves with the market moving up or down in that direction, or you want to see opposite moves. You can say, hey, something's fixing to happen this other way. When it's just barely moving with it, which it did just pop 12.7. So we had a little pop there, and then you see it turn green. I don't know, Roy. I don't know if we get this breakout and we go to. I mean, you got so many orders from 62.50 to 70, and then you got orders at 80 and 85 and 90. I mean, your orders are stacked to the high. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's no doubt at all. So, do we get this? Break that high 62.50. We break that high 62.50. You think we should see? I can't go back. Can't see it on a 5-minute chart where our next level could be. So we're gonna have to.
There it
We
goes.
get this hole here, then we got to look at. I don't know. We gotta go left on a 15-minute chart.
You're looking. Well, start of the month of April.
So we're just breaking out. That's 62.50. That's what we're seeing. So you see we got a level up here. So you're looking at breaking 5,700 next, and I guess the top would be 98. So just say call it 5,700 will be our next target. CBD is now 13.2. $13.2. You got orders now clear at 65, then up to 70. So 70 is my next target. If we can break 65, then I see 70. We're going to go, obviously, we're going to slight levels. So that's what book map is showing me, slight levels. And everybody, if you don't know, slight levels are just your levels that are even numbers, like are common numbers. Like we're talking about 70, 75, 80. That's your slight levels. And you get a big one, like a big slight level would be 5,700. You expect some kind of stuff there. So We got CBD is holding 13.2, 13.3. Tide is just the premiums and volume. This is why I like volume more than just looking at premiums too.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you not look here, you're thinking, well, shit, there's no way this thing's coming down. But what you could see here is you could have these puts or hedges, right? And you're
Yep.
not seeing people jump into longs because they're already in their longs. So we're seeing the puts jump out because everybody's hedging their position. Now, we watch this stuff, and most of this stuff's just our best guess, right? We don't know for sure one way or the other. So
Right.
we're not telling you this is guaranteed one way or the other, but we are saying that this is kind of what we've seen in the past. CBD's come back to 12.8. We need a little bit pullback here on CBD and with the chart. Let's see if CBC starts creeping back up on this move down. That's what I want to notice. So far is a no bueno. If I see CBD start creeping back up, I will probably look for a long. And it's not going to be a long, sustainable long. See, it's just barely moving up with that. So it could move up, but it's telling me they're trying to figure out who's in charge because it came right back down 12.7, 12.6, 12.5. Tide is ugly now.
Yep.
Again. Let's look at holdings. Just a slight dip in volume on the holdings. So this could be a temporary move, but CBD's coming back up a little bit now. We're 12.8. It got down to 12.5. Now it's 12.8, 12.9. They just can't step in all the work with it is a problem.
Well, look at that wick. About what? Closest wick to it on the ups. Got that big red wick. I guess that's our data wick. Close to it. Right there. So it's
CBD's now
battling there.
12.9 on this drop.
We got consolidation to the left as well in this area. So
Yep. So this could be a spot where it bounces back up. If they want to bounce back up, this is it. We're going to actually take a chance here for the fill right there.
yeah.
We'll get to the top, back to the top, back to the high. Man, if that works out, that'd be great. CBD started coming back up, then just had a 200-point drop there, and then it came right back down after that. So you're seeing the move in CBD right before you're seeing it on here right now, that's what we like. But now it's coming back down, so this is not a good sign for my long here. That was a very quick. That CBD popped really quick, and then that went away really quick. So let's see if we can get another pop. The Bear Cave has a report coming out on the problems of the 100 long-term underperformers. You don't follow the Bear Cave, you can. If you want to short individual companies, they're actually somebody good to follow. They are short. They go short. So. And their research is pretty damn spot on if you want to look into a company, if they have it covered. I forgot that guy. He used to be on Twitter all the time, the Bear Cave. He was something else at first. And then he went short list. I think they were partnering with him and the Hindenburg dude got in a fight. Yeah, I think he slapped him at a public event or something.
So wow. Like an actual physical fight.
Yeah, it was one of those where you're bad for the business because you don't report all the facts. You just report what you want people to see. And the Bear Cave guy, we put everything in the report, every bit of it. Whatever, good, bad, indifferent, it's all going in the report.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much it got ugly back and forth where you're just trying to take advantage of people and trying to blow up companies when we're trying to provide a service. You know how that goes. You can't put two people in the same industry together and expect them all to get
Yeah.
along,
No.
especially when they're those kind of companies, when their job is to find dirt. You remember what company was it? It was the Chinese car manufacturer that never actually made cars, but they had pictures of cars and they had actual warehouses and manufacturing places in China. And this guy went and they actually surveilled these places.
Yeah.
The warehouse was like a rental truck rental company that nothing else involved in it, and the warehouse there was no traffic. Supposedly they were making all these cars, and there was no foot traffic for like 38 consecutive days.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
thing there was an armed security guard. You remember all that?
Yeah. It was a
Oh, what was the name of that company? Hino? Was it
yeah,
Hino or something like that?
I think it was a SPAC.
Yeah, it was. It was hilarious when it was. I know that. It was hilarious. So, 6 in one hand, half dozen another. We're sitting there watching this. My profit just hit. Hey, so how's everybody doing?
Beautiful. All right. Look at that.
I'll be damned. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, but it just works out.
Look at that. Look at that.
Just
Top of the
look at
zone, top of the original zone, which is the high of the day. So if we get a breakout here, so you actually go back to the original zone, you could find an entry spot
there it is
right
right
there.
there.
Yep, right there.
Right there. Just boom, just hit and take a profit trader tool. So that's
Nice job. Good job.
another one done. And look, take profit trader. I've been trading instead of trading 5 MES. I've actually cut them back to 3 MES just to play safer. So it gives it more room to run. I am trading them individually. I have brackets set. I take my 3 and wherever hits. I either make $180 or I lose $150.
Perfect.
So I just made $180 there. So. The name of this game, boys and girls, is longevity. That's what we're trying to do. We want to be here tomorrow. So in order to be here tomorrow, the one thing we've got to get better. Me and Roy talked about this the other day, and I was actually proud of myself Tuesday when I came back because I actually had a bad day, but I did not hit a personal daily loss in any account. Nothing. I did not blow an account. I did not go. I just finally stopped. Like, you know what? I'm not reading it good. There's no sense to continue to do this. Yeah, can I maybe hit a trade here or two to get back? Possibly. Is the juice worth the squeeze? In my opinion, it was not. So we just stepped away, and then guess what? We come back the next day, and a day and a half, I'd made up all my losses back. Now we're back working on pods. I'm still down, just like I think it's a little bit on this one. I don't care. I'm hitting my little spots here or there. We'll keep doing it. I'm gonna leave this account up though because I might trade this account some more. We got 58 viewers today. If you are not a bot, hell, even if you are a bot, subscribe to our channel. We get these messages from bots all the time. So you know what? What's a few more gonna hurt? Come on, get us over 500 subscribers. Maybe you bot could win so and so.
Yeah, we gave a monitor away.
We did give a monitor away. Yep.
We
confirmed all pictures, everything. Monitor went away.
Yeah. So we're having fun.
CVD is now 13,500. Roy, I am going to step out for a quick second, and then we can come back and finish our day. Something proud. Eli has just left, and I need to go take care of something while he's out real quick. So give me about 3 or 4 minutes, and I'll be right back.
Take your time. I'll switch off here. Make sure you're off there. Yep. All right. So as you can see, we're getting a breakout at the top of the zone. Let's say you've been patient and you're just waiting for the original zone to break out. The play here would be, of course, you've got to close now on the 10-minute above the zone. First time, even on the 5-minute. So you want to see come back, retest that 62.50, and then push back up. So, but it looks like it's on its way up. I'm looking at any news coming out. The U.S. never confirmed its participation in fourth round of Iran discussions Saturday of Rome. The timing of the next round yet to be confirmed. That's not why we moved. Yeah, just looking, not seeing much. So what you want to do again, you've got up here 69.50, couldn't quite break 70. So you are going to take a long off of this top of the zone. You may want to wait for, don't just put an order there, see if it comes back and bounces, then push it up. One key thing on this candle, if you were watching it, you had this big red, but towards the end of the candle is what formed this wick. So that told us that the volume that came in on an increased volume on the candle was actually on the buying side. So even though it was a red candle, it created a buying wick. So then this next candle then saw that little bit of drop and then continuation zoomed right up. So very strong look there. Now could be getting a little toppy. We still have plenty of juice though in the RSIs and MACDs. You're not overextended there, so there's nothing really saying that this has to stop if it wants to keep going. Of course, any news can come in and derail that. If we look over to Mag 7, Apple looks good. Looks like it's breaking out. We're trying to break out from its high 212 right now. NVIDIA looks good. It's curling up back above VWAP. Microsoft just got back above VWAP. It is up almost 10% now. Google up 1%. Amazon's curling up 3%. Mad is curling up 5.8%. This is a Mag 7 type of day. Tesla's recovering, up almost 2.5%, almost at 290. Good for Tesla. Push up on Netflix. Crypto's moving. Solana's moving. Sorry, Bitcoin is moving. Solana's moving. TLT is dropping. Gold is dropping. A little curl up here, but short term, long term is dropping. Sorry, daily is dropping, not long term. IWM pushing up. It's up at 1%. Obviously, the Qs are up 2%. They're going to match that Mag 7 move. Palantir is knocking on 120, 119.20. AMD is knocking on 199. Yeah, I mean, it's all green. If you look to the right here, just a lot of green. So going back up here, looking at any sort of indication of whether we should go in or not. A hammer candle off of top Bollinger Band, top 8, not a bad look. You could get a reversal candle showing here. So that's what I mean is you want to see it come down. So you have 5 minutes. Now see this volume. So you have a red candle here. So let's zoom in. This red candle. Take an eye on this volume. If the volume starts increasing and the candle goes down, that tells you the sellers are selling into the candle. Vice versa, of course, if it goes up and the volume increases, it means the buyers are stepping in. We still have a minute left on the candle, but as you can see, it tapped ever so slightly, almost about a tick away. Saw some buyers at the top there, the previous high, the pre-market high. So if we can see a volume push off of this, it's not a bad indicator of what to do next. White House National Security Advisor Waltz will be leaving his post, CBS reporter on X. So there's your fall guy for the Signal chat. As National Advisor Waltz. So let's see how the market digests that. We're not trying to A little shake up of the administration. Waltz was your fall guy. He's been silenced and he is now axed, according to CBS. At the top of the zone, that candle did not finish very strong. We're at the top of the zone. Want to see what it reacts to. Could come all the way down to the 8. Could push up from here. Looks like it likes the top of the zone there. So far, so good. It's about 2 points off of it. 64, 50, 65, 50. Now 3 points off of it. If I look around, Apple looks good. Video looks good. Microsoft creating a wick looks pretty good. What you don't want is this to come back red and create a wick that never got higher than the previous candle. So we wait. Here's the absurdity of a 1 minute chart. 1 minute chart will show you obviously that volume and how it changes on the 5 minute. You see this?
Why
It
do
looks
I
like
come back and see you on a 1 minute chart? What the hell?
I was going over the 5 minutes. Show them this candle showed selling, but now you're getting
Leave you
buyers
alone
off
for
the top
30
of the
seconds.
zone. And look at that. There we go. Not a bad look.
I say let's get technical. Show them the 15-second chart.
I mean, we can go even further. So 15 seconds. I mean, it closes above your zone. Let's go 5 so we can at least see the candles forming.
Wasn't it ICT dude who would do the 15-second candle? Like, what the heck, dude? What are you actually looking at?
Yeah. I mean, look at this bearish engulfing candle forming on the 5 second.
Go short.
All right. But you are getting a push off of this zone, I mean, to the tick, guys. So
yeah.
It liked it. It's liked it. Now, do you chase it? Is it chasing? You get confirmation. Wow, yeah, 10-minute. Wick.
We are up in every account that we
Waltz, White House security Waltz is leaving his post. That was just announced. That's your Signal chat guy that invited the reporter.
Well, we saw that coming, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that got the kiss of death? Oh, crap. Let me grab my drink. I left it sitting here. Also had to get my breakfast of champions, munchy snack crackers, NAS for all you old school people.
Still fasting.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I forgot to set my timer. Damn. Time to stop eating last night. I mowed down some M&Ms, though. That was really bad for me. I was stress eating. I don't know what I was stressed about when I was stress eating.
CBD just went over 14,000.
I got 3 hours left on my fast. Feeling it. CBD's over 14,000.
Yeah.
Tide is
weird looking.
Bullish as hell on holdings.
Holdings, yes. The SPY is really weird looking.
Amazon over 190. Apple went green. Wow. All of Mag 7 is green now.
This thing, is it fixing to rip or what's it fixing? What's it happen? What are we going to do here? CBD came back to 13.9, back to 14. Kind of doing this thing around with it. So 63 viewers. Can we break yesterday's record of 74? Come on, bots. Where you at?
Yeah.
Come on, bots.
Amazon battling 190. Apple is green.
I see 75. There's 500 orders sitting at 75 right now. Let's see if we can hit that 75.
I need to look at that. That is a freaking bullish candle, though, on the 10-minute. But it's been bullish candles. You still got plenty of room. Just kind of curled off the bottom.
Yeah, there's really nothing. I mean,
I guess
it's just
the
kind of
dollar rising is a headwind, but
that is a good thing for the stock market now. If you guys not pay attention,
yeah.
We've gone full circle.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing that was weird before. So the markets normally do not run with gold. Gold is kind of its own little thing, and we had a period of time there where the markets in gold were inverse Dixie all the time. We have now went back to what is normal, where the markets are following Dixie, which is it should be because right dollar, blah blah, makes sense, and it makes sense why gold will be inverse because I mean they're using it for two different reasons. But now I guess are we back to normal trading? It's taken us how many years to get back here to normal trading?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you really kind of look at it, the Fed hasn't really done much in the last couple of years or a year or so. You can probably argue that. I mean, they actually held rates for a year. It was probably the fastest year of my life, but they held rates for a year, and then they cut a couple times, and then they've kind of been out of the deal. So then the bond market's kind of stabilized until this tariff stuff.
So speaking of that, so we do have the 4-week bill auction coming up at 10:30. So at 10 o'clock, if you don't know, they announce what's up for auction. So that is something to keep an eye on. If it's a number that is unexpected, the market will react to it. If it's in norm where it has been, it'll be a nothing burger. But if it is something different, the market will react to it. And typically, once it's announced, we get a slight little bump out of it anyway. So,
yeah, that is about 7 minutes away. So just a couple candles away. Look at that, eight starting to approach the top of our box. Volume starting to cool just a hair.
When it's time. Yeah. We'll get one more little bump here in a minute where you get your European close. Typically, we see a little bump with the European close too. Typically, not always, but most time you do. Tide is still, these premiums have to be hedging. They have to be hedges.
Yeah.
One thing to figure out with it.
Really, do not trade DNT right now.
So now, not only do you have 500 orders sitting at 75, You now have 400 orders sitting at 80. So 80 could be a place to look for a little bump up.
There it goes. Look at this thing. Wow.
Yeah. I did go long and take profit trader on that last candle just to see if I could get a little bump out of it for this. Everything I was describing to you guys, I was hoping would happen, and I need 2 more ticks. Come on, don't just kiss it and drop. He kissed it. I need over 73, and then I need over 73. Come on, you piece of shit. Don't kiss it. It kissed it. I mean, it actually went there and just did not take anything. Like it boot, boom, and never got one damn contract out. Still 3. But if I do this locks in another $100 on a single account. Now, we're not doing anything crazy. This is all just single accounts. Come on, you touched it again. And there she goes.
Nice job. Nice job.
There's another $100 in the bank. I was a little worried about that for a second. Because we got in probably the first time this candle looked like it wanted to do something. I don't know if you remember correctly. It looked like it wanted to pop, and it came back down. So we took very, very little heat on it. Michael asked, what market do you recommend for after-hours trading if we wanted to practice? Michael, hi. This is let me get ready for this one. If you want to practice, I suggest you do back testing or market replay on TradingView. If you need to trade a live market to practice, right now, just pick one. They've all been pretty much giving decent moves overnight. Kind of one I went to if I ever wanted to practice, if I want to do anything, is either gold or MQ because you get more moves, but you have to be extremely careful with those. Even though they are moving slower those times, you can get ripped a new one quick if you're not careful. Gold especially. Gold is more per tick. I mean, but gold, I'm going to tell you, if you ever start trading gold, it will be a high that you will never be able to recreate anywhere else. Let's say that ES, we're trading ES now. This is the recreational drug. This is marijuana, right?
Yeah.
Safe, doesn't do anything, do your thing. You go to gold, you're going to straight black tar heroin.
Yeah.
No, that's the only way you can describe it. That's the difference. But I can tell you the nights that me and Roy have been talking back and forth where we were both trading gold, and we made a lot of money doing it. And we blew some money doing it. But we made a lot of money doing it.
I don't think I can remember anything more exhilarating than the night where the unfortunate attacks in Israel, and they were attacking back. Gold went ballistic. I mean, it was, and then at the time, the prop firm that we were using at the time had that sale. It was like 300K evals for very cheap.
And we were passing.
You could put, it's like, you needed what, like 10 or 15 grand to pass them. We were passing them like in an hour or not even. I mean, it was just,
we had two message groups going. We had one in the main Discord, and then me and Roy had one on a sidebar.
Yeah.
It was nothing different. We were just taking a little more chances in the sidebar. But I remember at one point, it got to a point where myself and Roy kept doing, just pass another one. Just pass another one. Pass that one. And that went on for what? That's a good hour or two.
Yeah, nah, it was. I mean, and like I said, they were not small accounts. They were like,
And
I
they
think
were
we were
not. I mean, we were going 15 minis
go-
deep.
$1,500 a point,
Yeah.
$10,000 trades in a friggin'
You want to get
instant.
your stuff tingling. Make $15,000 in 30 seconds. That'll do it. It was done a few times. Now
Yeah,
there was some that were blown. Look, we're sitting there talking, and this thing's just grinding up.
just
And I was
grinding
talking about how this is not how Ty was not looking. Oh, you switched your mind. Well,
Oh, sorry.
have you back. Look at this volume now.
Yeah.
You got CBD 14.5. You got this volume is running with CBD now. Life is back to normal for a second on this trading. We're getting back to normal.
Just give us.
It still shocks me though that this is this high. And this, I'm telling you, this has to be hedging. There's no question in my mind that it's people hedging their positions.
Yeah.
At this point.
Nice little pullback on this candle. So you did hit that 75 and saw some resistance. We are going to test that green ribbon, or sorry, the 8 potentially. But okay, Manny asked a question. When you pass an evaluation test, do you still need to pay for a funded account, or do they give you access for passing? So that varies by the prop firm you use. So I'll go over Top Step, and Monty, you can go over Take Profit Trader. So Top Step for a 50K account is $50. When you pass it, you pay a $150 fee, one-time fee, to activate the funded account. So whenever you're doing this, you really should look at and say, it's going to cost me $200 to get this thing live. So, for example, I passed the combine today. So I now have the option for 30 days now to pay the $150 to make that a live account. So that is how Top Step works. Again, it's a one-time fee, whereas your combine is a $50 monthly fee that stops when you pass. So if you fail it, you can keep it going, and when you pay your another $50, it resets and you can start the test again. So there's Top Step. Money, if you want to go over Take Profit Trader.
Yeah. So Take Profit, they actually have a thing now, but Take Profit costs a little bit more up front. So you can do the no fee 30. So on a 25K account, it's going to cost you $105 for the test account. The difference between the Top Step and Take Profit Trader, though, is once you pass, you get a free credit with that coupon code. So 105 you're in total. Where Top Step is 200. Well, actually, technically 198 total. When the fee's not there, it costs you 100 and whatever the deal is. They'll have a deal on their test accounts, but their activation fee sometimes I forgot, is it $130?
Yeah.
So if you don't have that no fee 30, then you pay the $100 or whatever it is, then you pay that 130. Technically, they'll have a deal where it runs around what 200, what Top Step does. They kind of keep those kind of in line. But like I said, right now they have the no fee 30. So the 25K account costs you $105. Once you pass it, you pay no more money. Your monthly subscription stops, so forth. So right now, the better deal is in Take Profit Trader overall. And
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, I was kind of skeptical when I first started. I can vouch. I've taken out about $15,000 from them, and I've had no issues taking out payments. You can take daily payouts once you reach your buffer. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite firms to trade with. I'm not going to lie to you. So there's that. I have 3 accounts with them. I blew a couple when I had my stupid time a few weeks back. The good thing is, before I blew them, I knocked the shit out of them taking payouts on them. So
yeah,
I'm good. That's That's one thing I always tell people: take your payouts, because you know what? If you do blow them, you've already made your money off of them, and they've already paid you to restart to try to get more back up. So I've been just kind of chilling with these three right now. Uh, I've got a couple there. You can actually, one thing that differs really between Take Profit Trader and Top Step. Now it's expensive as shit, but you can reset a funded account up to 3 times to Take Profit Trader. It's like $460 to do it. But you skip the having to go through the test phase and all that again. You go right back to your life funded account like you never missed a beat. So it is tough for convenience is my thought process. It's actually more economical to start a new one and do the 5 days and go back through it, but depends on what you got in time wise.
If you're gonna start trading futures like we show our trades, you see us, we're using prop firms, or you saw me last week, you see Monty now. We're using prop firms, and the reason is it's the best way to not only learn but build yourself a little bit of capital at a low risk, quote unquote, right? I mean, you want to take your time, you want to learn the right things. Go with these two firms. Don't go with
Michael, best one for beginners, Top Step, in my opinion, because you never have a daily trailing drawdown. That's the only reason I would say Top Step for a beginner.
I would say that too, because they also offer a lot of tools to that you can consult with me and Monty, and if you're like, I don't know what's going on, probably the thing me and Monty will tell you is set your daily loss limit, set your stop, set your brackets. Their mobile application and mobile web view is pretty rough, so you want to do this. I mean, it works, it's fine, but you want to set everything up where you can make smarter decisions. Go ahead, Monty.
Right here, this is my personal daily loss limit. I actually set this. So if I lose $750 in this account in one single day, it locks me out and I cannot trade this account. I went to the settings and do that myself, though. You can actually go to the settings and do it where it just closes your trades. It does nothing, blah, blah, blah. Learn from us and set one that down locks you out and you're done for the day.
Yeah.
But you also have save your thing. Let's see. Let's go back to this account because I do it on this one. You have what's called a lockout. So here's 10:07. I don't want to trade this account to 10:10. Not 10:11. 10:10. Lock it out. Now I can't trade this account for however long I say I can't trade it for.
Yeah.
You can do this to lock yourself out. Let's say that hey, I don't want to trade until 9 o'clock. Lock yourself out to 9 o'clock and you can't do anything.
I do it every morning. Yeah, I do it every morning or every night, really. At 6 p.m. the market resets, and I'll lock it till 9:35 the next morning Eastern time. I can't.
And the only reason I don't, I'm trying to build up discipline. I'm trying to work on self-control. And if I use a tool that gives me self-control, am I really getting self-control knowing that I cannot go trade this account? And look, this is not a shot at Roy because I've done the same thing where I locked it up like that. And when I get done today, I'll lock these damn accounts up so I can't come back later and do something stupid. But this overnight stuff, I've got to be able to look at a chart and not trade it. So I am working on just self-discipline.
Yeah.
Roy, easy if it worked. I do not think anything bad about anybody does it. You do whatever works for you. Only reason I'm doing this is I'm trying to, in my mind, if I have somebody else do it for me, am I really doing the self-discipline? So I'm trying to make sure I'm disciplined enough to look at it and not trade it. It's hard. And sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't. But here recently, like the last 2 weeks, week and a half, I haven't touched it. So.
Yeah. No, and we pay a valuable price when we break our rules. It may not hit you the first dozen times you do it, but eventually you're going to do something. It will hit you, and there's a no knock on anybody. We've all been there. Um, so I can't control myself just yet. I've I've got 3 XFAs. What I do is that every day at 6 p.m. whenever the market opens, I open up Top Step and just lock them till 9:35 the next morning. Now, am I itching all night to trade? No, but if I pull it up and I look at a quote and I see, Elon Musk maybe replaced a Tesla, la da 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 da, I'm like, well, wait a minute here. Or Trump says something crazy, or Trump says something great. Well, wait a minute here. I can make money off this news. That's again, I kind of go back to what I said. I think it was last week or one stream before. You're learning a skill. You're learning a superpower that you can make money while looking at a chart. But there's a gift and a curse with that. It's because not everything needs to be profitized. Not all the information you get needs to be then executed onto the chart. I struggle with that more than anything because, I'm like, well, I can make money off of this. Why wouldn't I do this? So,
Look, I love Roy to death. Roy is a degenerate gambler.
oh yeah,
And that is not saying anything. Roy's at the meeting, so we're good here. We know this. This is not Roy. I'm not as much of a gambler as Roy when it comes to like stuff like that. So it's all what your mindset is.
Yeah.
Roy, you said you need to do it. Absolutely do it, man. 100%. I would say every time. If you was to ask me, anybody asked me like, hey, you think I should do this or not? I thought like on locking yourself out, putting restrictions on yourself with this. I thought I'm gonna tell you to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
I might not do it, but I suggest other people do it. So yeah.
Well, Michael, it is a fun deal. I'm early on in mine. Doing this for a living, it requires, again, you're going to learn more stuff about yourself, and you'll hear it from me and Monty a lot, is the best way you can succeed in this is take ownership of your problems and your mishaps and your mistakes and know how you can learn from it and move on. You will always be learning in this job and in this skill. There is never a moment where you're right. I mean, look at us start from this year, January to now, and how much we've had to change and alter and do strategy wise. I mean, Monty was an ES only guy. Now we've had to scale down because the moves have been so violent. You're just constantly learning and skilling up, and the best way you can do it, take the first step. I don't advocate for one firm over the other, but put yourself $50 aside. You can learn using that $50, and if you lose, you lost $50. If you were to put $500 in a brokerage account right now, odds are you're probably going to lose all that $500. Hopefully you don't. We don't wish that on anybody, but that's just the nature of the market.
Michael, talking about going live, and Roy, I remember asking Roy this, or telling Roy this. My favorite quote is, "I want to be a Viking," because what Vikings do. This is when I left Frito-Lay. I worked at Frito. I was a district manager. I had a very cushiony job. It's a shit job right now, so I'm actually glad I left more every day when I hear stuff about it. But had a very nice job that allowed me to trade in the mornings, do kind of most days. But I wanted to be a Viking. If you look back at what Vikings would do, when Vikings landed on an island or area or wherever they landed at, the first thing the Vikings did is they tore their boats apart to help build their houses and use as firewood. So Vikings pretty much gave it their all when they stopped. They were either going to make it or they were going to die. There was no in between. I was a Viking when I left Frito. I told Roy this. Roy's like, I remember first I asked Roy and Snoop, I was like, what do y'all think about being a Viking? Both of them were like Minnesota? Like, what the hell are we talking about here? Like, not like a Viking. Like, they didn't know. But I heard it was a guy, I can't remember who said it first. And I was watching a video and he said, when you go to start something, become a Viking. Sell out to be what you want to be. That's what Vikings did. Like, shit, I want to be a Viking.
Yeah.
So I've always remembered that. So I went back and kind of goes into Roy Easy's question here. He says, what are some of the difficulties you guys have encountered while doing this? if we did not have this stream and myself and Roy didn't have each other, this is a very lonely job.
Yeah.
It is you. The worst thing, if the worst things you can think of, it is you alone with a chart and your thoughts. That is not always a good thing. Oh shit! What just happened? Auction. They just announced them. Well, they announced a minute ago. I don't know what that is. That's a different one. Roy, the difficulty is it's lonely. You get bored and you start entering trades just because you're bored.
Entertainment. Yep.
The best thing I can tell you to do is do your work and then just leave this shit alone. Walk away from it. Walk away from it. You don't want to be doing this all day. This is a casino. The longer you sit at the casino, the odds of you losing money. I mean, basically, the market is the house. The house is rigged to win. Our job is, and this is why I don't get upset anymore. If you see me, if I take a trade and I go and take profit and this keeps going, you don't see me get upset with it because I'm just trying to get a piece of it. I'm not going to get all of it. And you get a piece every day. I mean, you look yesterday, I didn't even realize when I got done trading, I'd made $1,500 yesterday. How many jobs pay you $1,500 in a day to go to work? Now, I could have lost $1,500. Not many jobs charge you $1,500 to come to work either, right?
Right.
But by doing these base hits, you're never going to see myself or Roy on one of these Twitter things where we made $100,000 in a day. You're never going to see it. But what you will see is you'll see, and this is kind of what drives me crazy with Top Step TV and their whole deal. They promote these guys that have these big wins, and that is the worst thing you can do for new traders. And I think they do it just because they think they're promoting their company in a solid light by doing that. And I think it promotes gambling personally.
Yeah.
That is my biggest pet peeve. If I had to fill out a survey for them as a live trader before about what I thought was good, what I thought was bad. And my bad was I went on a rant on the bad was you've got to stop promoting these people that making these huge numbers because 99% of the people cannot do that. Us included. Can we do it? Yeah, we can. But what you're not seeing is those guys when they make that big money, how many accounts have they blown to get there? I'm saying it's a lot. You can't bullshit me and tell me that I just started trading pot firms and I made $100,000 a day. I saw somebody that shared their monthly chart and they would make $100,000 and lose $100,000 in a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't sit there and tell me that is sustainable long term like that with a damn single account. You just can't do it. So here's my best advice I could ever give you. Take your little piece of the pie. Be happy you got your piece of the pie. Move on. Don't even think about it. You can ask Roy. There's two sayings I have when it comes to trading. If it's good enough to take a picture, it's good enough to take profits. That's the first.
Oh man, I haven't got me.
And once you get up, don't give it back. Walk away. Take your little piece of the pie. Don't look back at where the trade could have went, should have went, whatever. And you'll see us do it sometimes. Oh, we could have got this. It's more of a joke around because we're sitting here with you guys. You will never see me in real life take a trade and then come back later like, oh, this thing kept running. I hate it so much. And then you down yourself. Then that creates FOMO where you start chasing this shit. And you don't want to FOMO. FOMO is the worst thing you can do. So there's some books to read. What is it? The Best Loser Wins is one of them. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. There's a few that I've recommended that I suggest. What's the one? What's the main one? I have to look them up.
Trading in the Zone.
Trading in the Zone is a good one. There's a lot of good ones you can read that will start helping your mindset. Is it going to fix you overnight? Absolutely not. But find something that can take your mind off of it, or find something that can help you take control. When you start to feel, my gut feel when I'm trading, if I start to feel like tingles, like, ooh, I need to go and stop because I'm going to take a damn chance on something I shouldn't take. My goal in life is drink whiskey with MC and soak in every ounce of those. You will get a lot of shit, a lot of shit, a lot of shit. So it's not all good and all bad.
Sorry, real quick. The news was Nvidia's, yeah, the US is weighing easing Nvidia chips on EU. So if you look at my chart, I've got Nvidia up, and they reacted accordingly to that news. So Nvidia is big enough to move the market. So that was one uh, reason why you saw the pop on ES as an index. So didn't mean to cut you off there. That's what
Oh,
just
you're
wanted to get
good.
that
You're
info
good.
in there. I would say probably the biggest difficulty I've encountered and is might have hit it. The loneliness can get there. You'll see over time here on our streams. We are kind of abrupt when we leave. We try to go right about this time and then stop. That's really not a fatigue thing as much as it is a discipline thing. Um, we haven't really made our money or read the market too well within the first couple hours of the open, then odds are we're probably going to do something really stupid or really bad. Um, and I have done something stupid and something really bad after the streams quite a bit. So one of the difficulties I've had with this being income and things like that is how do you handle failures? And there are days where you just feel like the smartest person in the world, and there's days you feel like the dumbest person in the world. And um, being able to get out of those funks are very critical. And if you're a person that struggles with that, I would not recommend this career path for you because you just, yeah, Mental Game of Trading. It's a good book. Um, the if you can't break that habit or if you can't break that funk. So luckily for me, really unluckily, maybe luckily, I've taken my scars on risk taking endeavors. So, I'm able to kind of wake up the next day and feel okay. Now, definitely, I feel down like tomorrow. I'm dreading tomorrow, right? It's Friday. Now, why am I dreading tomorrow? Because I got to make sure if I have a bad day that I don't have 2 days to linger on it because that can happen. I have no problems coming back and trading with a clear mindset. What I hate is having to wait 2 days and then living with the poor decisions of Friday. So you just work through all those mental gymnastics. So, like I said, I wouldn't do it full time if you can't get yourself mentally tough because this is a game that can chew you up and spit you out pretty quick.
I will tell any one of you, this is the hardest job you ever had in your life if you do it full time. Just because of what Roy said, you when you have something to fall back on, you always have, well, I'm still got money coming in. If I have a bad 2 weeks, I have no money coming in.
Yeah.
That starts to work for me. Been there, done that, and
Yeah.
you figure out a way to fight through it. But you don't want to. I don't want to wish that on anybody because it's tough. It's really tough. And my biggest pet peeve, and Roy can tell you this, what I see, I saw a guy the other day on Facebook saying the easiest money you'll ever make. And I promise you, if I saw that guy,
It'd be a Hindenburg short bear situation.
you can ask, you can ask Roy. As soon as I saw it, I was text him like, "What's the easiest money you ever made?" Just get off. Because I'm gonna tell you, the hours I put in to get to where I'm at, to where I'm trading, was not easy. Everybody, all your friends are going out, you're doing whatever. I was home studying charts, looking over through the weekend. Every waking minute I had was on charts. To the point where I thought I was going to burn my damn self out. It was so much over. But I wouldn't trade it for anything now because it takes me 30 seconds to look at a chart to see a level right now. Where used to, I would struggle to find levels and zones. And now I can do it so quick. And you guys, you see how these damn levels play out, right? I mean, it's not, we marked this level today. Today.
Yeah.
And it broke through, and guess what? Came right back, tested to the T of it, and then bounced back up. That was just quick this morning. Roy, I give Roy credit. Roy sees the same levels I see now on a lot of this stuff. So Roy had the same level. this proved to be when I said, "Hey, look at this consolidation, this whole consolidation area." Well, look what happened. We broke out, came back, retested, and where did we go? Straight up from there. It's all just figuring it out. We're trying to give. You want to find the best odds that work for you. Everything's not going to work out. You're still going to have losing trades, but the odds are we're trying to limit those losing trades to the bare minimum, and we're making money on the rest of them. That's our goal. And our losses, take advantage of our wins, move on to tomorrow. Have a nice easy day. Like right now, we're 5, 6. We're probably right at $1,000 up total on the day right now, and I've traded 5 accounts total, and one of them was a gamble this morning. Made a couple $100 on it, so it is. It's a blessing and a curse. I'll put it that way. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing I get to do it. I thank God every day I wake up I get to do this. And then about an hour after I'm cussing myself, I did this. And then at the end of the day, no matter where, kind of what keeps me in check. Roy seen me, I get down on myself sometimes. At the end of the day, when I'm sitting down and I close my eyes and I thank the Lord why I'm doing what I'm doing, no matter how my day finished, I'm thankful again for what I was able to do that day. And that refreshes me go for the next day. You've got to be, this is another saying I have, is you want to be Eli Manning. When Eli Manning would throw an interception, when you looked on the sideline, same expression. If Eli threw a touchdown, he's on the sideline, same expression. His mental game never changed no matter what he did. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've got to do. Get a big trade. You'll see us do this or this for a quick second, but we get right back in our same mode we were in before. You can't let the wins get to you. You can't let the losses get to you. You got to find a way to shake it off. And if you have a loss or two and you still got money to trade here, I suggest just walking away.
Yeah.
Go on and get that out of your system now, because if you're negative while you're trading, well, that's going to show up in what you're doing too there. So. Was not expecting to go on a rant today, but I went on a rant today. So there's that.
It's all right. We are basically just kind of flagging, chopping up here. Kind of good closing it here if you are, Monty.
I'm good with it. Well, I got 7. Can we get 5 people in real quick? 5 Come on, 5. Where you at? Tariff.
Tariff.
Yeah. Say everything. Say
Trump.
We get 5 more. We lost 2.
Oh, that was it. Probably because I said time to go. So, yeah, guys, we appreciate it.
Thank
you guys coming up. We are off tomorrow from streaming. We'll be back on Monday. Yeah, guys, trade safe. Don't trade at all if you don't have to. Relax, enjoy. That's all I've got. Have a good weekend.
Thank you guys. To catch you guys on Monday. Everybody stay safe.